Right. Marion Thomson. Good afternoon.
Councillors, the responses are on pages 8, 13, 16, 21 and 42.
Very helpful, he said. Okay, we have now, just so we're all clear, 10 minutes, please, and it goes pretty quickly, so if you wish any questions, just bear that in mind, perhaps, that the time does sneak away on you, so thank you.
Sure. Good afternoon, councillors, chair and the gallery. It's lovely to be here today to present to you. We've actually got a PowerPoint so that we can actually clarify for some of you who don't know about Genesis Reforestation Project and what it does. So there's a handout submission, which really today we just wanted to talk to the funding aspect specifically, because that's actually what's most pressing for us at the moment. So you've probably read the history of the project there, whereby it was an initiative of the Hawke's Bay Regional Council initially, and it then became a partnership between Regional Council and between Genesis Reforestation Project. So, so you've also read about us, Genesis Reforestation Project, in our 23rd year, and the reasons why we actually formed in the first place. So basically these are our main aims here on the right-hand side: to promote sustainable land use and repair of the environment, facilitate environmental education programs and community involvement, to provide employment and training opportunities in environmental restoration, and to work with concerns of wetland degradation, riparian degradation, habitat protection and native degradation. So this is currently our spread of schools. We're from Te Mahi here in the north and to Parongaho in the south, and those dots show where the shade house is actually currently located. Basically, we're covering 23 schools in one marae at the moment. The numbers of marae will probably develop over the next year, where we have funding for 5 more shade houses through our funding with the Ministry for the Environment. 23 schools at the moment in one marae, probably around 550 students and teachers, and then a further captive association through whānau, etc., of well in advance of 2,000 people. So it's quite a high impact project, and especially in the smaller schools, it's actually really becoming very much part of their kaupapa, through which they're developing their curriculum, etc. Cool, thanks. So these are the schools we're actually at the moment. You can have a little read through there, they're in your handout. And just as a sort of outline of the program that we run in the schools, this really just goes through, what we do, how we do it, who provides what, and just the program through the years on the next page. So all of our plants are eco-sourced. The children, unlike the Trees for Survival model, which is a New Zealand-wide model, we actually do all of our own eco-sourcing right from the very start, so the children can now go and just, go out onto their own properties, find a seed, and know what to do with that seed immediately. So right through that whole nursery process, right to the aftercare of planted areas. So some of the sites that we're involved with, Peka Peka, not this year, but we will be back there again next year. Te Karamu Stream, Opotama Wetland, Dean's Bush, and also I think Bulls Clearing we're going into as well, Lake Tutera. So our goals are pretty clear, what we're trying to do. We're really just trying to educate our future generations in a very practical and on-the-ground way, that they'll actually become our citizens and our leaders of the future, where we won't necessarily have to have such need for regeneration of streams, etc. Maybe in the future they will actually carry that and through into their own lives and learning. So yeah, that's basically our project. So these are our team. We're a very small team in a lot of ways. We've got a very small trust. Megan is our project manager. That's something that we've brought on board, which has really pulled all of the schools together. We've decided to flatten the plane rather than having one coordinator doing many tasks. We've actually now got many coordinators who are working in their own specific areas with their own communities. So that's just a picture of that at the moment, and not to labour the point because I know time's a bit of an issue. We'd just like to ask if there's any questions. Sorry for my bad queue.
Thank you. Questions? Councillor Scott.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Thomson, for your presentation. What picked up in passing on the Te Karamu stream, you talk about the number of plants there, and there are 15,000 native plants every year. These are all plants that have been raised in the shade houses.
No, that's
you're talking
that's
about
talking about the project
actual,
in general.
the council's
yeah.
contribution.
Yeah.
So, how many plants have you contributed to that project?
You'll be able to answer that.
This year it'll be over 1,000, so anywhere between 1,200 and 1,500 along the Te Karamu.
And where were they raised?
They were raised throughout Hastings schools, and because we're not planting at Pika Pika, because there's a new site getting prepared for us next year, some of the Pika Pika schools or Central Hawke's Bay schools are going to be planted within the Te Karamu stream catchment this year too.
Yes, thank you, Marion, for coming again. Nice to see you. So your plea in your submission is to continue the partnership that we have with you, and that would revolve around us purchasing plants from the trust. Is that what you've got in mind? You would see us as a supplier?
No, we have a partnership in principle with the Regional Council. We've kind of gone under the radar in terms of funding because we haven't had access to the RLS, which is, I've outlined in the actual submission, and we've actually ended up nowhere except under Stephen Cave's sort of special projects. But really, we, as part of our Ministry for the Environment, Community Environment Fund funding, the thing that they loved about us the most, and we were only one of 8 that were funded in the round we were funded in, was our partnership with Regional Council. But in actual fact, we don't really have a real partnership. We have a partnership in principle, but maybe not an economically viable partnership. I mean, I'd love you to be begging to be a partner with us.
Stu. As long as we're clear what you're asking.
Yes, yeah. I mean, there is a possibility because we've also brought our nursery back into line with Genesis Reforestation Project. We've actually got that back now. So, yes, Regional Council could purchase trees, which all of the proceeds of that support our shade house and community projects. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Marion, for your presentation. Some good work there. Obviously, the enthusiasm of staff at schools is crucial. Are you happy that there's as much enthusiasm from staff as you'd like, and is that growing over the years? Would you like to comment on the dynamics of staff commitment?
Yes, I would love to, Ewan. We have had a bit of a rough and rugged history in terms of our coordinator. You know that we lost Donna Miller, who was our main coordinator, and then we have had a couple of coordinators since then, and now we've got Megan, who's our project manager, plus a coordinator, and you could probably answer that question, I think, as we've got more on top of our game, and Ministry for the Environment has ensured that we actually get ourselves working very well as well. So
I think Marion's right, because we've been able to get ourselves a little bit more together and we've been able to be more consistent with the schools. They're becoming to actually begin to rely on our project, and they thoroughly enjoy it, and they are 100% behind it. And these are even the schools that are a little bit iffy at the start and weren't too sure about really what we were there to offer. This year I've actually been going around all of the schools and presenting to the Board of Trustees, and the amount of feedback that we've actually been getting from the Board of Trustees and the teachers alike have been very, very positive, very, very encouraging, and they are well on board to, they want to know what else that they can do, how else they can fit it into the curriculum. They can see the benefits of the project. It's been really a good growth period over the last couple of years.
And we've made it a requirement now that they're all members of our trust, so that actually brings in $2,000 a year or $2,500 or whatever. So we're trying to actually close that gap on financial sustainability as well.
Thank you. Well, 10 minutes, as I say, gallops by, and thank you for your presentation.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.